That's it, everybody. Let's get down to business, shall we? We have our second season. Sin, I can text you when I switch over if you want me to. We have our second season at the helm of the Boston Red Sox. Because, again, I still think they're the perfect team to kind of take into a rebuild. And I went through last night, set up the team for free agency, and not quite free agency, of course, but spring training and signing all of the free agents. So as we get to the opener, this is what the team's looking like right now. We are going to suck. Oh, we're going to suck. This is going to be beautiful. Next year, we should have the number 1 overall pick. Brian Bayo's here, though. I think it's Bayo. I've always heard Bayo. It might be Bello. But he is here. Still promising. We took Kai Bush in the Rule 5. He's from Utah, so what's not to love? And then Brandon Walter, who is just a dude. For the record, the bullpen as well is tragic. Absolutely tragic. This team should be terrible. Should be. Lineup-wise, it's not much better. Outside of Devers, this team is bad. This team is very, very bad. We have no depth on the bench. AAA, at least. We decided to play Casas and Marcelo Meyer there for one more season. Mainly because I'd have to edit the lineup and get Yu Chang out of there and so on and so forth. So, yeah, we are going to be absolutely terrible. We are still reeling from a failure in the draft. They are playing Mark Schur in single A. But we could have had him. And as we look at the top prospect list, he is the number 5 prospect in baseball. And we chose the pitcher over him. That is one of the biggest kicks to the balls, passing on a guy who ends up being the 5th ranked prospect before he ever plays a game. For the record, in the system for us, obviously Meyer is in the top 10 still, which is great. We also passed on Chris Catt in the draft, who is the 17th ranked prospect. We could have had a gigantic home run of a draft, and we didn't. We went the wrong directions. Aiden Wright was the number 1 overall pick last year. He's 23rd. And in terms of other representatives, our 14th overall pick, our first round pick, Jimmy Denton, is there. He's going to be with the Sea Dogs this year, but he is the 36th ranked prospect. And Andreas Lorenz, who was a free agent pickup, is also on the top 50. But, yeah, we screwed up. We screwed up badly. But that is okay, because it is a new year, a new season. Should note as well, we got some improved scouts. We have $500 left in the scouting budget, so I literally can't improve it any more than we already have. Hopefully these scouts can put in some work for us. So as we take a look then and identify our biggest needs, catcher is still very much a gigantic need for us. I mean, we have Ronaldo Hernandez, but he's 26, and then Emil Chavez, who we took in the last draft. We still need a catcher, big time. First base, we're still aiming for Tristan Casas. Bill Patel is there as well. Snipe, I actually saw on Twitter. Seemed like a cool night. First base, we'll hold off. Second base, we do have Nick York. We still have Christian Arroyo, even though he's been terrible. I don't know if we exactly need a second baseman right now. It's a toss-up. Third base, we still have Devers. We're fine, unless it were to be we get a trade offer for him. Shortstop, we're good with Marcelo Meyer. In left, We need everything. We need everything. That's what I'm realizing. As we're going on, we need everything. Except for a... that's honestly what I'm going to start marking down. We do not need a right fielder. We don't need a shortstop. And we probably don't need a first baseman. That's it. You prefer player potentials as a range like an NHL or exact like MLB or high-low like NBA? High-low. High-low allows for a more interesting kind of way for things to play out, I would say. All right, so we are the 22nd ranked team. I don't even know how we're ranked 22nd, but let's get Season 2 going. We lost a reliever to waivers because we took him off the 40-man, but that's about it. So scouting assignments. God. Again, our scouts are a little bit better at discovery, but not amazing. I don't even know. Let's start off with pitchers. We'll run discovery pretty much everywhere. Yeah, I think we'll run discovery pretty much everywhere. We'll continue to prioritize the West, because who cares? Let's hope we can find some people. Let's hope, because we're going to need a whole lot of help. 4-4 through our first 8 games. Let's see, 5 new pitchers discovered. It's not amazing. It's not amazing. We did get new scouts, yes. They're still not amazing for the most part, but yes, we do have new scouts, and it should be better for us. Yeah, I mean, only up to 2 players discovered each week. I mean, it's looking kind of rough. It's looking kind of rough in terms of discovery. We're actually doing better than I would have thought. Same as last year, 9-6 to start the season. We shouldn't be doing that well. We only discovered pitchers. We have yet to discover any other catchers. That is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Infield, we'll go West first. Let's keep it going. Try to take advantage of discovery here if we can. There we go. Now we're starting to lose games a little bit more. It's just A's to glory. It might as well be. It might as well be. Oh, man, we are not doing well in terms of discovery here. Not at all. We'll keep it going. We'll keep it going, but this is... I have to stick to the plan, but I'm already regretting the plan. We did find more infielders, thankfully. But yeah, this is looking a little bit scary. This is looking a little bit scary. All right. At $8.6 million in allotment money for the season, by the way, which is pretty solid. Not as much as last year. All right, so we just have outfield international to scout, and then from there we can start looking at actual players. So we'll go ahead and cancel those 2 assignments. So we don't have much in terms of draft picks, just the traditional 1 through 6. Brees, this is what's going on. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, even though our first draft wasn't that great. But yeah, 12, 47, and 86. I mean, we do have 3 picks inside the top 100. Let's take a look at catchers. And I do want to start off at the top here. And there's quite a few catchers inside the top 100 that could be worth looking at. All right. Given that this guy is the 13th projected pick, Pedro Varela, we'll take a look at him. And we'll also take a look at Kurt Goff. And maybe this will be the year we end up with our catcher. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right, still playing about 500 ball, nothing too crazy. Found a couple of outfielders. Let's just cancel these in general. So back to catchers. 45% scouted Kurt Goff. And he is looking pretty decent. He is. I mean, so is Varela for that matter. We might have to keep looking at those two. We might have to. Kind of goofy only having like 3 scouts. I get why they do it though. But I mean, yeah, real life obviously you'll have way more at your disposal. I mean, this is really athletics franchise essentially. We don't have a staff. We got to keep looking at these guys just to see what that potential range actually is. We got to do it. We'll also look at Peter Gunter. Peter Gunter. Let's look at you as well. Find out how interested you are. Man, the time for the scouting goes by so fast. Man, it's only one team in the AL East over 500. This entire division continues to underperform. Okay. Well, we can rule out Pedro Varela based off of our scout's opinion. At least we would know not to take him early. Kurt Goff might be the guy. He might be. We have pick number 12. He's projected at 17th. Kurt Goff might be the guy. So at least we know to keep an eye out on somebody. I don't think we need that 100% scouted. That's not too important. And then Varela dropped a little bit. John, what's going on? All right. There's Chris Valley. Aaron McCall. We do know a little bit about Peter Gunter. Given that in the first round we already kind of have our eyes on someone we could take, let's keep looking elsewhere. And again, we don't really need a first baseman. We have Tristan Casas. We'll keep looking for him, although Brad Crow is a great name. It's a great name. Second base. Elvis Diaz. Unranked. Okay. But our scouts have him at 20 right now. Ooh, 69% scouting. You'd love to see it. Roger Ojeda. And Steve Goodwin. There's going to be quite a few second basemen here that we got to look at. Especially Clinton Franks a little bit later on. Quite a few second basemen to look at. Let's also go positional needs. Set it up that way. All right. Let's hope we get a little bit more good news here. Okay, we won a few more games that week than I would prefer. I can't believe we're actually playing this well. Chris Sale is having a pretty damn good season. He's in regression, though. Hopefully someone offers us a trade for him. Jesus. Easy for me to say. Easy for me to say. Whitlock, Mello. Kai Bush is actually doing pretty well, too. Go figure. Go figure. Okay. So for second baseman. They do have to come to us, yes. We can continue to look at Roger Ojeda. Seems to be a pretty good decision. Continue to look at Goodwin. I think we can rule out Elvis Diaz. So let's get more info on Ojeda, on Goodwin, and Doug Albrecht. We'll look at him too. Let's keep going. Don't make me do stuff, Kai Bush. All right. 34 days until the drafts. Ojeda. Looking like he could be worth it. Looking like he could be that guy at second base. So, I mean, at catcher, we're already looking at Kurt Goff. But at second base, Roger Ojeda. The problem is that potential isn't any higher. We could look at Doug Albrecht to learn a bit more. Let's look at Samuel Terrero. Oops. Let's look at Torero. Not too worried about Albrecht. We do need to look at Clinton Franks. Just to know. Let's also take a look at Gustavo Cruz. We're going to keep looking at second baseman. I mean, again, for the most part, it does look like moving forward, like, it might just be the best way is to only kind of focus on a few people here and there, the biggest needs. Franks will have a pretty good potential, but is that overall going to be as bad as advertised? It might be. If we were to take Franks later in the draft, we would have to hope that his potential is accurate according to our scouts, but that they have his overall wrong and that he's actually better than expected. That is what we'd have to hope for. Again, I'm not too worried about Albrecht. I want to find out more about Samuel Torero. I mean, Matthew Ruiz we could look at. I think Ruiz is the last guy I'd look at second base, which can move us over to third. And we'll look at Roberto Quezada. Yeah, that's the issue with Franks, exactly, is that's why I'm saying his overall would need to be higher than what our scout thinks it is to make him worth it. 100%. 20 days until the draft. Torero looks good. Ruiz does not. Quezada's a toss-up. But Samuel Torero could be our guy at second base. Look at those secondary positions, by the way. Holy shit. The Georgia boy is the ultimate utility player, apparently. Damn. Colt, I had to put no money spent in the title, because, I mean, come on, that's half the directory right now. Had to have some fun with it. So yeah, second baseman, we have two good choices, Roger Ojeda or Samuel Torero. And a little bit later on, maybe we risk it on Clinton Franks. Again, first base we haven't scouted. At catcher, if we were to go for a catcher early, it would be Kurt Goff. We could look for a secondary option there, because there are other people available. Do we want to focus on catcher and second base to start? Or do we want to spread the wealth a little bit more and look more at third? Because we could find out more about Quezada or Gilliam. I think we got to look at... Oh, yeah, we got to look at some of these third basemen. Jesus. Let's start looking at some of those third basemen as well. So we had already looked at Quezada. I want more information on him. I want some information on Gilliam. And Quisenberry, to be honest, I'm not going to worry about. I'm not going to worry about him. Nah, never mind. We'll throw him in there. We'll throw him in there. We don't have much more time left to scout. Oh, man. It's going to be more of the same in terms of having to kind of guess with a lot of other people in this upcoming draft. We're still trying to find the right balance with the new system, especially when we need multiple people. Quezada's looking decent. Gilliam, not so much. Quisenberry, definitely not. So yeah, third baseman right now would be Roberto Quezada. At just 18 years old, he's looking pretty damn good. Who else do we have at third? We'll look at Damian Sable. Could be Sabel, I suppose. Julian Reeves. And find out more about John Fuentes. We only have one more week after this. Oh, my God. So, yeah, catcher, second, and third base will be our focus for this Season 2 draft. Last scouting assignments. Okay. I got to make a choice here. So at third, Quezada could already be the guy. We do know that we could go for someone like Julian Reeves as a secondary option, as best guess. Obviously, Frank said they'll find out more about. Basically, I'm trying to decide, do I want to scout out any other catchers as a secondary option? Because right now, it's just Kurt Goff. I think I need a backup plan at catcher because we already have a backup plan at third base. So there's that 92 there. Let's go for Aaron McCall. Ripley it is, but it's stressful. In terms of the idea of making sure you balance your time properly, it is stressful. We're going to lock it in. Need more scouts. You can only get 3, though.
Here comes a pizza. See it?
You can only get 3. Goodness. Geez. Warrior with the gifted sub. You love to see it. And just like that, we are off to the draft. It happened fast, but we are off to the draft. To be honest, I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to worry about the auto draft option. Let's just go to the draft. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I like it because every game feels easy. Every other game feels easy. Fair. So we have the 12th overall pick, the Miami Marlins. With the number 1 overall pick. It'll likely be someone we weren't scouting. He's got beautiful hair. The Miami Marlins take Taylor Sinclair, first baseman, first overall. He was I believe, the highest rated first baseman at 8th. So Taylor Sinclair goes first overall. Second overall, and again, it does it for the top 3. Second overall to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Number 0, but number 1 in your hearts, Abdul Harris. 41st. The starting pitcher was projected 41st. But their scouts feel like he's the best starting pitcher in the draft. He goes second overall. Wow. So Pittsburgh goes off the board in a big-time way. The third overall pick belongs to the Colorado Rockies, and they take Eric Dickinson, the number 1 projected prospect, the shortstop. Falls to third, and the Rockies have to be happy about that. Damn, so already some pretty big intrigue with those first 3 picks. Big time. Sin, the potential's nice, but we don't know if that's how good he is. So, Sin, you'll see. I think you'll like this. Your scouts can be wrong. Even if you have a guy 100% scouted, your scouts can still get it wrong. You have to trust them, though. You have to trust them. And it has to do with like their ratings and stuff like that, too. So we'll see how good Dickinson is. Obviously, we did not scout him at all. Jack Van Dyke went 4th overall to Kansas City. He was the 12th ranked prospect, starting pitcher. San Francisco at 5 takes right fielder Ted Fiera. He was projected 15th. Kurt Goff, the catcher, goes 6th overall to the Nationals. We were looking at him. He was projected 17th. Orlando Quezada, shortstop, projected 9th. He goes 7th to the Athletics. Julian Reeves, third baseman, goes 8th overall to Cincinnati. He was projected 76th, and they took him 8th. So clearly their scouts like him. Pedro Varela, catcher. Motherfucker. All the guys we want are gone. We are on the board. Shout out to Flo Daddy. 13th overall, projected he goes 9th. Roberto Quezada. Fuck! Projected 14th, he goes 10th to Detroit. And Damian Sable, projected 38th, goes 11th to Seattle. Fuck, man. We just lost so many people that we actually scouted. So at catcher, we could go way off the board and hope for the best with Chris Valley or Peter Gunter. There's also Matthew Ullman. What do we have at second? Roger Ojeda, Samuel Terrero. And again, Terrero, he's an interesting one. He's a good utility player. And again, later on, we can look at Clinton Franks. We might have to, I think we have to take, dude, Terrero isn't expected to go until 94th. But again, if you see a guy that you like, you have to take them. And Sin, it is sus. Yeah, we don't know what his health status is. You are correct. At third base, oh, Johnny Rico, what a great name. At third base, everyone we scouted's out except for Edgar Gonzalez. But we only had him 10% scouted. That would be a pick for round number 2. There is also Johnny Fuentes, who's not bad, 90% scouted. We could get him a little bit later on as well. And we didn't even get a chance to look anywhere else. The number 2 projected prospect is still there, but it's a closer, Eli St. John. Again, we've seen that closers, relievers tend to fall to the second round. Just because of their value in the sport nowadays. So yeah, at catcher, I don't know if we're going to get our guy for sure. So we are going to go with the second baseman, Samuel Terrero. It's a bit of a risk, but we'll have to build up that interest. But Terrero's going to be our guy with the 12th overall pick. And again, we do not see... I know we went for the reach, but we had to. We didn't have the information on anybody else. Again, we don't get his locked-in details until after the signing period's over. So we're still about 2 weeks from knowing just how good Samuel Terrero is, and we still have to sign him. But yeah, we had to go way off the board because, again, we were looking at Goff. We were looking at Reeves, Varela, Quezada. So exactly, like we didn't have that many choices left. I am going to sim to the next pick. Actually, you know what? First round will follow the first round. Because, again, I don't really have my short list sorted. 40th ranked starting pitcher, 40th ranked prospect, starting pitcher, Jerome Stone, goes to Baltimore. Center fielder, Eric Chavez, goes to Milwaukee. He was projected 7th. 11th projected outfielder, right fielder, Frank Link, goes to St. Louis. 19th ranked prospect, starting pitcher, Gary Clarkson's off to the White Sox. We'll see who Philly takes at 17. They take 16th ranked starting pitcher Carmen Gutierrez, which again, there were so many people we didn't get to scout out. I got to take a different approach next year and not waste time on Discovery. I have no choice. My scouts aren't good enough at Discovery to make it worth it. Center fielder Johnny Sanchez goes 18th. We have no idea how good he is. Roger Ojeda is gone. I can almost guarantee that Samuel Terrero would have been gone by our next pick. Let's see, Phil Farron, he was projected 27th. So again, a lot of highly rated relief pitchers causing this to slide a little bit. There's David Chang, he was projected 10th. He falls to 21st. Sergachev, we always do. I get more. Okay, we're not seeing as many reaches, so let's go ahead. We'll skip to our next pick. And just to go back through, Mora was projected 21st, 26th. Do we have any crazy reaches? Leo Lozano was projected 55th. Lopez, who was 29th, 36th for Burke. And Herbert Gilliam's off the board. Velasquez, Villafuerte. The balance round, you start to see the relievers go off the board in the balance round. Typical. Very, very typical. And then here, 56th ranked prospect, a reliever. He went 38th. Another reliever there. Interesting. This dude was projected 84th. He went 45th. So here we go. We got 3 minutes to figure out what direction we're going. We took a second baseman to kick off this draft. So, at catcher, Chris Valley, Peter Gunter. Could also be Matthew Ullman. I'm going to add these guys to the draft queue. Second base, again, we already took a second baseman, so we should be okay with the exception of adding Clinton Franks to the queue. Third base, we did scout out a little bit, but anybody that we scouted out is gone. There is Edgar Gonzalez. We don't know a damn thing about him. 10% scouted, but we could look at him. There's also John Fuentes, who could be a bit more of a safe pick as a B prospect. Yeah, a lot of these guys, we still didn't even get to find out anything. And then at shortstop, it would be best guess. So given the status, it's either one of the 2 third basemen or one of the 3 catchers. It'd be a complete risk on Edgar Gonzalez or Fuentes. We got to go for one of the catchers. And they're all scouted to about the same extent. Ullman's 18, 66 to 92. They're all 18 years old and about the same. It's a crapshoot here. It is a crapshoot between those 3 catchers and having to hope for the best. Ullman would be a big reach. Damn. Go for Franks. I'm hoping he falls to the 3rd round with how far back he's projected to be drafted. I mean, that's the issue. Round number 3, it's Ullman or Franks is the hope. I mean, Sin, it is the idea of like, hey, scouts can find who they like and they don't give a shit about projection. I mean, it doesn't matter as much. It still matters, but for us right now, it doesn't matter because we're drafting for need in a lot of ways. Like, I could go for this dude who's projected 33rd. I don't know a damn thing about him. We could presume he'd be good, but it's not like we have any accuracy to that report. Oh, boy. Chris Valley, please be good because we're taking you in the 2nd round. Please be good. Let's go to our next pick. Peter Gunter's off the board. We'll go back into round 2. McCall's off the board. He was projected 75th. Brendan Robert wasn't even projected to be drafted, and he went 56th. Clifford Butler, starting pitcher, he was projected 77th. But yeah, it definitely is like, hey, I mean, and again, baseball is a little bit different than hockey. They'd have to have a different system to make this work in hockey, but all right. Yeah, I mean, Jackie Nobles or Nobles. 5109 Tommy, thank you for the 34 months. I do appreciate you. So we know where we're going with this pick. It's going to be Clinton Franks. I mean, he's the X factor of this draft. Again, we have to hope that the potential is accurate, but his overall is actually better than our scouts think. And then my hope is that Gonzalez or Fuentes will still be available later on. And there's a chance Franks could be too. But we're going to go for Clinton Franks with this pick. And we're just going to hope for the best. We're going to hope. We're going to hope. Okay, Gonzalez is still there as a 3rd baseman. So Gonzalez is still there. Again, more projected and ranked guys. Doug Albrecht at 2nd base. Goes to Toronto. Diaz, another 2nd baseman. Yeah, John Fuentes went to Miami. All right. We're going to go for Edgar Gonzalez on this one and hope for the best. We don't know much about him. But it is the 4th round, and now's the time where it's like, okay, let's go off of best guess. And wow, round 5, and Matt Ullman is still there. I mean, he'd make sense to go after. He would make sense. Double up, take 2 catchers. One of them has to be good. They don't have to be, but I would hope. Because again, we're in best guess territory otherwise. But that dude is projected 33rd. Looks like way off the board at this point. Yeah. Yeah. And it's the 5th round. This is definitely down to best guess territory. We are going to take Matt Ullman. And we're going to hope for the best. We'll take 2 catchers in this draft. One of them has to be good. And we go to our final pick. 6th round. It's not going to be too many people left. There's 3rd baseman Ryan Connell. 1st baseman Andreas Nava. Martin Webster. Ryan Michaels. A lot of first basemen that we know fuck all about. But anybody whose base potential is showing up as a 90 plus, even if they're unscouted, that's who we're looking at. And it's a whole lot of first basemen. So at 3rd base, it was Connell. You got Nava, 65 to 99, 65 to 99, 65 to 99. We'll take Roger Aguero and Eric Rankin out of the equation. Shortstop Taylor, we can take him out. I mean, it's going to be one of these 4. 5% scouted, 5%. Yeah, 5%'s across the board. Caleb, so far, so good. Given that there's 2 19-year-olds, let's take out the older options. It's down to either Martin Webster or Ryan Connell. Just based off of age and it being best guess. 169, 178. They're both righties. Extreme pull hitter. I mean, Connell does have the slightly higher overall. We did take a 3rd baseman in this draft, though. If I am not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, Edgar's at 3rd base. I'm going to go for Martin Webster. Again, it's the 6th round. It's best guess territory. It's all we can do. And that is it for the 2nd year draft, the 2024 draft. And hopefully we have some good news coming our way very, very soon here. But again, I'm not sure.